Hey everybody, Jason back again today. I am participating in Kal-El Prime's Getting to Know a Transformers Fan, the reboot. And I figured it's been quite a while since I've posted something Transformers related, so I wanted to put up the answer to the 10 questions of getting to know a Transformers fan, since everybody has been replying across YouTube who's a Transformers fan. A bunch of my friends have. So I wanted to participate in it, and you know, that's what the Transformers community does. We all kind of, make our reviews, and so I wanted to go ahead and participate in this. So I never participated in the first one that he put out several years ago, and I always wanted to, but I kind of never got to it. So without further ado, getting to know a Transformers fan, the reboot. Question 1. How long have you been a Transformers fan? I was born in 1982, so that kind of took my childhood out of it a little bit. But I became a Transformers fan in about the late 80s when my cousin, who is quite substantially older than me, used to collect Transformers. And he, every time I went over his house, he always had a big box full of Transformers, and then he had a big box next to it full of G.I. Joes. And I always liked both as a kid, but I always went to the Transformers box first. And I remember him having, all types of Transformers, from G1 to Headmasters and things like that. And so I would say the mid to late 80s is when I became a Transformers fan. I remember playing with Transformers growing up. Obviously, I started collecting or playing with, my parents buying me Transformers in the late 80s and early 90s. So that is about how long I've been a Transformers fan, because ever since then I've never been able to put them down. I'm 29 now. I still buy and collect and transform them and put them on my shelves and try and get away with playing with them, but that doesn't always work out too well at my old age. But I still love to display them and things like that. So late 80s, early 90s. Question number 2. Can you think of a standout moment in your life regarding Transformers? That would probably be the very first time when I was young, seeing the 86 Transformers, the movie. I was always into cartoons and things like that. Be it G.I. Joe, Transformers, Thundercats, things like that. But when I first saw the 86 movie on VHS, I was blown away. And I can't tell you, I've probably watched it over 200 times in my lifetime. So that's kind of a two-part answer to this question. Can you think of a standout moment in your life regarding Transformers? The first answer is when I first saw that film on VHS. The second answer is about 5 years ago. They actually had a showing up at a theater not too far from me, this nice classic theater with balconies and everything. They actually had a showing of Transformers, the movie, on the big screen. So there's nothing like seeing the 86 film on the big screen in a theater with popcorn. You got the sound effects, you got all that kind of stuff. That is probably, the second half of the question, or the second answer, excuse me, of the two-part answer. I can't even talk tonight, man. It's been a long day at work, and I just got back from the gym. But yes, so both times that I saw the film, first on VHS, second in the theater. Who is my favorite Transformer of all time? That's kind of a mixed bag of chips for me, because I could answer in form of toy, I could answer in form of any of the show characters, and I can answer in the form of fiction. But I'm going to take the easy, cheap way out and probably give the most generic answer ever, which is Optimus Prime. I know he's a lot of people's favorites, or a lot of people say, of course, he's your favorite because he's like the main character. But he was really kind of a childhood hero to a lot of us in the Transformers fandom. But he was definitely a childhood hero to me, just because he represented a kindness, a goodness, a strength, perseverance, the will to get through anything, defeat any enemy, whether he gives his life because of stupid hot rod or not, interfering. You know, he always stands up for the good and the right of anybody, be it, you know, humans, be it fellow Autobots. He always grants a sense of mercy and things like that. So I would have to say Optimus Prime is probably my favorite Transformer of all time. I'm not going to really give an answer for, you know, that's say across the board, but for toys I have too many favorite Transformers, and for fiction I have a lot of answers for fiction too. I mean, I like a lot of the characters in fiction, so I'm just going to go with Optimus Prime for that. Question number 4. What is my most prized Transformers possession? I notice this kind of goes in tandem with number 9 a little bit, but we'll get to that later. What is my most prized Transformers possession that I have right now? That would probably... Well, I put 3 out here so I could show you guys. Number 1, this guy. Mail away exclusive G1 reflector. You know, spy camera for the Decepticons. I have him complete with all his accessories, even his crappy white mail-in box. So yeah, he's probably my most prized Transformers possession right now, because I know his mail away, you know, status makes him kind of exclusive, and you know, I like photography and things like that, so the fact that I have him is pretty cool. So he's kind of the center of my Decepticon shelves. You know, and then, you know, you got guys like Optimus. Now I know this isn't the G1 Optimus. You know, before, you know, I know a lot of you were saying, oh, you got short smokestacks, but the reason this is one of my most prized Transformers possessions is because this is what got me back into collecting Transformers. Well, actually, I should say, it got me started on collecting and not playing with Transformers, playing when I was a kid and collecting as an adult. So this is the reissued Optimus that came with the trailer, you know, back, I don't know, several years ago when they re-released it in stores and stuff. I guess it was the 20th anniversary or the 25th. I can't remember, but he's one of my most prized because A is Optimus Prime, B, I will get a G1 with the long stacks sometime, but he really got me back into toys, Transformers, and collecting Transformers. And the third is G1 Omega Supreme, showing his chest there, because I always remember playing with him as a kid. Like I said, my cousin's collection, I always remember him, and therefore now that I have him as an adult, definitely one of my most prized Transformers possessions. But I have tons of Transformers, so I love them all kind of equally. Yeah. Okay. Question number 5. What is your favorite piece of Transformers fiction? I actually just finished getting every single comic from the original Dreamwave run. So I'm going to go ahead and put, whether it's Micromasters, whether it's the G1, you know, 1, 2, 3 series, whatever, I'm going to go ahead and put anything that Dreamwave put out. And I'm not counting out IDW, because they're starting to get great with, you know, their new More Than Meets the Eye and Robots in Disguise. And I didn't like the ongoing, like a lot of people didn't. But you know, that's nothing against Costa. That's nothing against any of those people. But I really like all the Dreamwave stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and say all those pieces of fiction from Dreamwave are probably my favorite piece of fiction. Question number 6. Outside of Transformers, what do you do with your life? Gosh, I do a lot. I work a Monday through Friday. I would say 9 to 5, but it's more like 7 to 5 job. I'm a cartographer, so I make maps. I have a graphic design background, so I make maps and digital maps. So everything you guys see on your little Google phones, everything you guys see cartography related, I make those types of things. So that's my job. Secondhand, I kind of, like I said, outside of work, I do like kind of graphic design projects. I do web design. I do programming, so kind of geeky stuff. I read a shit ton of comics. I mean, you know, just picked up Avengers vs. X-Men, and you know, I have all types of things. Even picked up my girlfriend Swamp Thing because she likes Swamp Thing. But yeah, I read a lot of comics, so that's something I would consider. I also do kind of artsy-fartsy stuff, like I'll try and draw once in a while. I'm not very good at it, but I try my best. I do painting of miniatures. I actually just got into that, like Warhammer and Warhammer 40k stuff. I don't know anything about the games. I don't know how to play the games. I don't go into the stores and play the games. I'm not interested in any of that. I just like to sit and paint and unwind. So I paint miniatures. And I also build Gundam model kits. So that's kind of my escape. And then when I'm not doing any of that stuff and I'm not sleeping, I go to the gym. That's kind of a very religious schedule for me, is gym. I always go to the gym. Because if you look at my old reviews, I used to kind of eat a lot and was a little bit chunky. So, you know, I really got into a health kick of taking care of myself, and now I non-stop go to the gym. And besides those things, I like to spend time with my family. I have a great dog, and I love to spend time with my girlfriend. So that is all the things that happen outside. That's what I do with my life. I'm a big UFC fan too. Question number 7. What is the origin of your YouTube screen name? I hate my screen name. My screen name on YouTube, if you look up above, is Bagels and Cheesy. Okay, Bagels and Cheesy. And the origin of it is basically back in high school, whenever I would be hungry or want a snack, and like I said, I used to be a little chunky, I would take a bagel and I would toast it, and I would slap cheese on it, put it in the microwave for 15 seconds. It's really good too, but it was like my favorite snack. So I bought an Xbox 360 back when it first came out, and it asked for me for a screen name, and I was like, oh, I don't even know what to pick. You know, there's so many things I could pick. And rather than being creative and actually thinking of something, I'm sitting there with my Xbox controller, and I'm sitting there with a plate, and what's on the plate? A bagel with melted cheese, right? Pretty lame, I know. But I made that my Xbox screen name, and then that kind of carried over into other things. Like when I was on a forum, I would use that name. And then when I opened my YouTube account way back in the day, I used Bagels and Cheesy. So, yeah. I really wish we could change our screen names, because that would be awesome. Because I don't like it anymore at all. But what can you do? Question number 8. Whose videos do you enjoy watching? A lot of people don't like to name names here. I enjoy watching a lot of videos on YouTube, particularly, obviously, from the Transformers community. But I'm going to name a couple of who I consider friends or acquaintances, or whose reviews I really like. Obviously, great friend of mine, I'm going to go with Quest Life first. Quest, my man, actually just hooked me up with some first editions from Prime, because he lives up in Canada and they're able to find them there a little easier still. So Quest is a really good friend of mine, and talking with him over the past couple years, he really helped get me through a few things that I was going through in my life at the time. So I really enjoy watching Quest's videos. So Quest Life, Questlyfe. He also replied to this. Check him out. His name's Mike. He's an awesome dude. I like his friend Sea Spray, who also lives up in Canada. He does great videos. He also has a group, Transformers fans, over on Facebook. So check out Sea Spray's videos. He's awesome too. Obviously Dave, Kal-El Prime, who put this out. I always listen to Moonbase 2 podcast, even though, you know, he's kind of not on it right now. But I've always enjoyed watching Dave's videos. Then you got guys like Ray, people like that, Andy, Cobra Commander TFW. And so I'm sorry if I left, you know, I watch pretty much everybody's videos, and I like them all. Everybody in the Transformers community, to me, is somebody I enjoy watching their videos, because, you know, it really brought a sense of all of our passions, our childhood loves, to YouTube. So I enjoy watching a lot of people's videos. Alright, long-winded. Question number 9. Which Transformer is your holy grail? Now, like I said, that kind of goes in tandem a little bit with number 4, what is your most prized Transformers possession? But I understand why it's different, because which Transformer is your holy grail? Who would you like to have the most? Or do you have him already? That's kind of hard for me, because I have a lot of Transformers. One of my grails was Metroplex. I know it sounds kind of funny, but I love City Formers. But when they put out Metroplex on the Encore series, I went ahead and got him. So he's still kind of a grail of mine, even though he's in my collection. But man, I would have to say a holy grail of mine would probably be G1 Shockwave, maybe, because I always like Shockwave. He's an awesome Decepticon, and I don't think they're ever gonna release him in Encore. It would be between Shockwave, it would be between him and Six Shot, who I love Six Shot, man. If I get my hands on a Six Shot, he was also in my cousin's collection back in the day. You know, that would probably be definitely a grail of mine. But and of course, Fortress Maximus. Can't forget Fortress Maximus. Obviously, a lot of us in the Transformers community know he is the largest Transformer of all time. So Fort Max, if I could shell out, you know, maybe $1,600 or whatever they cost to get one, I'd probably get one. And gosh, I've actually named a lot of holy grails. Overlord. If I could get Overlord, just because of what Nick Roche did in Last Stand of the Wreckers, the way he drew and represented Overlord, and Mr. Roberts, I would definitely get Overlord. So those, I would say, are my holy grails. And final question, question number 10. If you could transform into anything, what would it be? You know, this question could kind of be answered in Transformers series. Like, I love Beast Wars, you know. Maybe I could transform into something like an eagle or a hawk, something that could fly. And it could also be answered in terms of regular Transformers series like G1, a Seeker. I love planes. Anything that flies, really, I would want to be, because I love everything about the sky. I love everything about outer space. Kind of jealous of birds, you know, because they have the distinct advantage of flying above everything. It's probably real quiet out there. They could check out everything below. So if I could transform into anything, it would be some kind of object that's in the sky, be it plane, bird, you know, space shuttle, anything like that, except a satellite. I wouldn't want to be like Cosmos, or I wouldn't want to be a satellite, because they kind of just float out there. To me, that's not really fun. Alright, so that wraps up the Getting to Know Transformers Fan reboot. Again, I am Jason, aka Bagels and Cheesy. Hate that name. Thank you guys for watching, and thank you Dave, aka Kal-El Prime, for putting this back out. I like the reboot, and that's why I did it. So, everybody have a good night. I will see you soon with another Transformers review. Alright guys, thanks a lot. Bye.